Is Sam getting the villain edit, or is he simply the villain, you guys? Love is Blind UK season 1 has me invested. It just started airing a few days ago and we have to talk about it. Welcome back to the Dose of Morning Chisme. I am so excited that you have stumbled across my video. If you are new here, we talk about all things pop culture, reality TV, and celebrity news. If you end up enjoying this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in the future. The Love is Blind series is expanding to different countries and they are keeping us absolutely fed, you guys. Not only did they release a Love is Blind Mexico season 1, now they have released a Love is Blind UK, and I am obsessed. I truly think that when there's a first season of a show, it just feels more natural and authentic, and I feel like both Love is Blind Mexico and UK are bringing it. I love that the cast is a little bit older, it's more realistic, it doesn't feel like they're clout chasing, and I'm so excited to see the next batch of episodes. Today we're going to be recapping the first 4 episodes and also, giving our thoughts. Like I mentioned last time, if you watch my Love is Blind Mexico recap, it is a little bit chaotic over here, but we're going to get through all of my thoughts from the first 4 episodes, and of course I want to know yours in the comment section. One thing about Love is Blind, they're going to cast 30 people, but that doesn't matter because we're only going to see like 12 to 14. So we have the cast, we meet the women and the men who are going to be finding their loves blindly in the pods. For the women, we have Natasha 32, Demi 30, Catherine 29, Jasmine 29, Maria 30, Nicole 29, and Sabrina 35. For the men, we have Benaya 33, Bobby 33, Freddy 32, Ollie 33, Sam 31, Steven 37, and Tom 38. Everyone's going into the pods, getting to know each other, making connections, and very early on we see that Steven and Sabrina have a connection. They are the first couple to get engaged. So we see them talking, and they're only talking to each other. I thought their connection was very sweet. The only problem they had during the pods was that she was kind of hesitant on having kids, and he was more leaning into having them. But he ends up proposing to her at the very end of episode 1, and we have our first couple engaged. I thought they were very cute, and I thought it was really funny that she had mentioned that she thought he was going to be bald because he was a gym bro. They go to the reveal, the doors open and you see that they see each other for the very first time. I thought it was very cute. The one thing about Love is Blind UK is that the music is very low when they do the reveal, so I was literally holding my breath. I was like, what is she gonna think? What is he gonna think? Like, I need them to put the music a little bit louder for my sake. Like, I need it to be a little bit louder so I don't get so nervous for them. So we obviously see that they have a connection. They're super happy. Sabrina and Steven are engaged. We're happy for them. But there is a few love triangles that start out early as well. So we have Bobby and Jasmine and Sam. So Sam is definitely giving clout chaser. I was not a fan of him from the minute he started to talk because I could tell that he was just saying what women want to hear. And maybe that's the edit they're giving of him, but I feel like that's kind of who he is. So he's talking to Jasmine, who is a baddie, and I really like her. I think she's my favorite of the season so far. And she kind of notices very early on that he's superficial, and she's like, actually, I don't want to continue talking to you. And he was very invested in her, and he also had a connection with Nicole. But Jasmine ends up cutting things up with him and goes and has a conversation with Bobby, and her and Bobby have been, getting to know each other, and I feel like Bobby was very sweet. My sister pointed out he kind of looks like Lewis Hamilton, and now looking back at it, he definitely does. I feel like they're both very cute. I think out of all of the couples, they're definitely my favorite so far. So he ends up proposing to her. They go to the reveal, and she wears the cutest dress ever. I absolutely loved her dress. The doors open, you see them run to each other, and it's just adorable. I absolutely loved the reveal. I thought it was so cute. He was so sweet to her, and they're both, very much, attracted to each other. I love when you can tell that they're genuinely happy to see what they see, but at the same time, I feel like their connection is very genuine. So I'm super happy for them and excited to see the next set of episodes with them, because I feel like they're going to be that couple that's immediately going to say yes at the altar. So like I mentioned, Jasmine had a connection that she had cut off in the pods with Sam, who I feel like it's this season's villain. Now, it's kind of one of those things where, is he edited to be the villain, or is he actually the villain, like I mentioned earlier? But he's one of those guys that kind of plays into what women want to hear, and I feel like that's what he was trying to do to Jasmine, and Jasmine was not buying it. So now he's talking to Nicole, who I felt was his second connection that was more I would say, second option to him, yet he makes it sound to her like he has been wanting her all along. So I knew the minute he said that he had been wanting her all along that he was bullshit, because I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, you literally just said that to Jasmine 5 fucking minutes ago. So Nicole is having a connection with Sam. You know, he gave her his bracelet from like 9 years ago. I'm like, why are you giving her a stinky bracelet? Give her some flowers. But maybe it was sentimental to him, so I do understand that. And Nicole's also having a connection with Benaya. And I feel like her connection with Benaya was very strong, but Benaya was a little more hesitant than Sam. Like, Sam was like telling her what she wanted to hear, and Benaya was like more feeling it in the moment and going a little bit slower. And obviously this process is very fast, so she was probably like, oh, what if he's hesitant and like doesn't want me, or like doesn't want to get married, or you know, whatever. Sam is coming on very strong. He wants Nicole, but I truly don't think he wanted Nicole. I think he wanted to stay on the show. He definitely was one of those that studied the show and was like, I know exactly what to say to become a fan favorite. And maybe I'm hating on him a little too much, but you know what? That's how I feel. That's how I felt watching the first 4 episodes. You know, he tells her, if I ever see you, I'm going to kiss you and hug you and pick you up. And she makes a comment, oh, if you can pick me up. And he's like, oh, that's kind of weird. But he doesn't say that, right? In the moment with Nicole, he steps out, goes to like the boys' quarters or whatever, and brings it up to the guys. And that's when I knew, I was like, this man is not here for kindness, genuineness, like a heart of gold. He's here for either clout or like, for him, love is blind only if you're sexy, if that makes sense. So then we see that Benaya was also in the room when he had said that. So he like goes and tells Nicole, and honestly, as he fucking should, because I feel like if I would want to know that, and I feel like Nicole should have known that, because I feel like Sam was not there for genuine reasons. Benaya tells Nicole that he's not there for genuine reasons. He believes that he is not there for her. He's there for the fame. And, you know, Nicole ends up taking that in. But when she went to go have the conversation with Sam, you could see that Benaya was in one room and Sam was in one room, and we didn't know whose room she was going to go into. She goes into Sam's room, and, you know, he proposes to her. She says yes, and then she goes into the room with Benaya and tells him essentially that she's going to go with Sam. And I feel like had she got in the room with Benaya first, it would have been a different story. I think that Benaya had realized, like, I want to be with Nicole. I want to propose to her, this, that, and the other. But I think it was a little too late. But, okay, so now we have the reveal. We see the reveal between Sam and Nicole. And it's a little awkward. You can definitely see that it's kind of nervous, it's not shaking out to be the way you would want to reveal to be, like, loving and excited. It's more like nervous and awkward and kind of like hesitant. And Nicole, you know, she hugs him, and he's like, you know, telling her, like, trust me. Again with the trust me. I was like, what is going on here? And he is walking away, because they end up walking back, you know, and he says to her, I think I love you. And she's like, I'm going to hold on to that. And I think in that moment, she was like, I don't know about this guy. I'm putting the name to the face, and I don't know if I love what I'm seeing. And I'm not saying like looks wise, because I think she thought he was handsome. I think it's the reality of who he is. I think it was sinking in for her. And the fact that when he put on her engagement ring, or whoever put on the engagement ring, because it was like a very awkward moment there, put it on the wrong finger, she was like, okay, maybe this is a sign. So they have their reveal, and, you know, they're supposed to be going to Greece. So all the couples, once they get engaged, go to Greece, and they decide not to go. I think it was obviously Nicole's decision. She did not want to continue with Sam. I think she realized, like, this is not my man. And so now we see Nicole going to go talk to Benaya. Is she going to get a second chance? Are they going to rekindle their, you know, connection from the pods? And I genuinely believe that they were so cute. So I really hope that it ends up working out for them, because I feel like he was a genuine guy, and I understand he was a little more hesitant than Sam. Like, Sam was telling her, you know, really beautiful things, but I don't know if he meant them. Benaya was just more taking his time with his words. And I think by the time he realized that he really wanted Nicole, Sam had already expressed that and proposed to her. So very curious to see how this pans out for them. So now we have Catherine and Freddy. So Catherine and Freddy have a connection, but Catherine also has a connection with Ollie, who also has a connection with Demi. You know, they're playing the game, they're in the pods, they're gonna have multiple connections. Catherine, you know, early on is really very into Ollie, but so is Demi. She did make a comment at first and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's giving pick me. I can't quote it exactly, but she said something along the lines of like, I don't think they would connect outside the pods, like Demi and Ollie. And I thought that was kind of mean. I was like, why would you say that? But, you know, she ends up cutting her connection with Ollie and goes with Freddy. Freddy is very handsome. When I saw him, I was like, damn, okay. Love is Blind is casting some sexy men. I was like, wow, I think he's one of the best looking contestants I've ever seen on Love is Blind, like any of the seasons. You know, he had said that he was having a hard time finding love because he's a funeral director and their connection is very strong. I think his only connection was her, and you know, she ends up fully connecting to him. They get engaged, and I felt like their reveal was really cute. Although she was kind of giving me pick me vibes at first, I felt like in the end their connection was genuine and they're very solid from what we've seen in the first 4 episodes. So curious to see how they pan out. I do see in the preview of, you know, for the next 4 episodes, something along the lines, like a little tiff between them. So I wonder if that's going to play into maybe them not saying yes at the altar. Very curious about that. And then we have Ollie and Demi. So Ollie had a connection with Catherine and Demi in the pods. Obviously, Ollie and Catherine ended up saying no more, but he fully connected to Demi, who I think is such a gem. I just wish she looked at herself the way people look at her. I feel like she's so beautiful, she's so kind, but I can sense a little bit of insecurity through the screen. And I feel like she's just a genuine soul, and I wish she would see that light about her the way Ollie was seeing. Well, not seeing, because you're not seeing anyone, but like he was sensing that through the pods. She ends up telling him that she has endometriosis, and bitch, when she told him, I was bawling because as a PCOS girly, like I feel her to a certain extent. So I was like, damn, like I was crying. I can't, like Love is Blind has me fucking bawling out here. But their connection was very cute. He ends up proposing. He said some of the most kindest words ever. He gives a very sweet speech. They end up doing their reveal, and he's very taken aback by her beauty. And I thought the reveal was super, super cute. In the preview for the next batch of episodes, we see that Catherine and Ollie are having a conversation. So I really wonder if there's going to be anything there. I don't know about on Catherine's side, but I feel like there could be something there for Ollie. I don't know. I feel like it's going to get a little messy because then there's a little tiff between Jasmine and Ollie, and I feel like she's defending Demi in that conversation. So definitely excited to see the next batch of episodes to see what that conversation is about. And then lastly, we have Tom and Maria. So Tom has a connection with both Natasha and Maria in the pods, and Tom looks like Colin. What is his name? The dad from Mamma Mia, one of the dads. He looks exactly like him. Tom is very handsome. He has Natasha and Maria both, you know, connecting with him, and he ends up deciding to choose Maria. And Natasha is really sad. She's crying, and I was like, damn, I feel like Natasha's just like such a sweet girl. So it made me really sad for her to see her heartbroken over Tom. I do feel like Tom was a little hesitant in the beginning. Like we weren't getting much from him, but he did say that with Natasha he didn't really feel like a love connection, and then did a confessional, and obviously she was sad about that because that's so hurtful to someone who's looking for love and marriage in that position. But he ends up proposing to Maria. They do the reveal, and bitch, I was cracking up. So they do the reveal. She looks beautiful. He looks very handsome. They go and see each other. They're very attracted to each other. They're kissing. He proposes, and he has her red lipstick all over his face, bitch. Let me just show y'all a picture. I was cracking up. I was like, oh my God. Every time they have red lipstick on, the guy will have red lipstick all over his face. But their reveal was very cute. They're very attracted to each other, and I think they're also a strong couple, but it remains to be seen. Like they're strong right now, but I don't know how they're gonna end up. So these are my predictions for the cast for the remaining of the show based on the first 4 episodes. Who will say yes at the altar? Who will say no? This is what I think is going to happen. So we have Nicole and Sam. Obviously, they're not continuing the experiment as a couple. She is going to have a conversation with Benaya, and I really hope that they end up giving each other a second chance because I think that they are very compatible. I think he's super sweet, and I think that they connect really, really well. But I think that he's going to end up saying no. I think they're not going to continue getting to know each other, which is sad because I do think that they could make a really cute couple, but I also could see him being like, you didn't pick me, I'm not going to continue wanting to pursue you. And then we have Sabrina and Steven. I think they're a very solid couple. They were only interested in each other at the pods, so I could see them saying yes. I think they're both going to say yes. Bobby and Jasmine, same. I think they're going to be the top couple of this season. I think she's going to be the top girl. Like, she's going to be a fan fave across the board. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments of who you think is a fan fave. But I think she's great. And I think they're both going to say yes at the altar. We do get a preview of her crying during the wedding, but I just think it's happy tears, if we're being honest. And then we have Catherine and Freddy. I don't know, because there was a conversation that we saw in the preview for the next episodes where he says something about his money, and she's like, I'm not going to walk down the aisle if it's not a yes. So I think they're going to be a toss-up, but I think ultimately he's going to say no and she's going to say yes, and she's going to go first and say yes, and then he's going to say no. And then we have Maria and Tom. I don't know. I think there might be one of those couples that doesn't make it down the altar. I think that they're going to end up cutting things off like right before the weddings because of him. I think he's just not going to give her enough, and she's going to end up not moving forward with it, and she's going to cut things off with him. But that's only based on how he was a little hesitant during the pods. But at the same time, I feel like maybe he could show us a different side in person when they've already, seen each other, and with around everyone else, like, you finally get to kind of calm down. So I don't know, but I do think if they don't end up walking down the aisle, it's because she's going to end up breaking things off with him because he's not giving her enough. And then we have Ollie and Demi. I don't know. I think they're going to get to the altar, but I think he's going to say no, and she's going to be the second person. So he's going to say no, and then she's not going to get to go. I do want it to work out for her because I think she's so lovely, but at the same time, I can see her insecurities coming through a little bit. So that might be a struggle with them as a couple. But I don't know, you guys. This season has me intrigued because I feel like there's a lot of love here. Like, honestly, if we really look at it, this entire list, all of them could say yes, and all of them could say, we're going to live happily ever after. I could see everyone being really, really into each other, but based on the little things that we've seen so far, that's where my predictions lie. But what do you guys think? Who's going to say yes based on the first 4 episodes? Who's your favorites? Who are you guys enjoying seeing? And what did you guys think of Sam? Was he getting a villain edit, or was he the villain? I want to know your thoughts. And is Nicole going to get a chance to, get to know Benaya again? Is he going to give her a chance? Are they going to continue pursuing some sort of connection or relationship outside the pods? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And thank you so much for watching my video. As you guys know, this is always chaotic with me because I go all over the place, but I'm truly enjoying doing this and chatting with you guys about Love is Blind. I think reality TV is literally in my blood at this point. I watch everything and anything. So if y'all have any shows that you're currently watching that you want me to do a recap on so we can chat, please let me know in the comments. And like always, thank you so much for watching my video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.